Have you ever imagined that a tiny copper coin from your pocket change could actually be worth a staggering $264 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single 1945 wheat penny from the United States, once valued at just 1 cent, now holds an estimated worth in the hundreds of millions due to its historical rarity, minting anomalies, and collector demand that has skyrocketed over the years, transforming this humble piece of metal into one of the most sought-after and valuable coins in numismatic history. And today we are going to explore in full detail the fascinating world behind this extraordinary coin, the reasons behind its sky-high valuation, and why collectors across the globe are relentlessly on the hunt for this elusive gem, starting from the backdrop of post-World War II America, a period of economic transformation and rapid industrial growth when the U.S. Mint was still recovering from wartime shortages, when metal compositions had only recently returned to pre-war standards after the experimental steel cents of 1943, and as the nation's coinage returned to copper alloys, the 1945 wheat penny became one of the first coins to reflect a country resuming peacetime production and economic normalization, and yet even in this routine resumption lay unexpected errors and minting anomalies, from subtle planchet defects to die cracks, double die obverse, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, repunched mint marks, and lamination errors, all of which have been documented in a range of 1945 wheat cents found across Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, and it's these exact varieties and mistakes that transform a regular penny into an object of legend, because collectors and auction houses aren't simply after any 1945 penny, they are aggressively bidding for the rarest combinations of flaws, such as the extremely rare 1945 wheat penny struck on a silver dime planchet, which not only changes the metal composition but creates a ghostly visual distinction that's instantly recognizable to numismatists, and some of these rare anomalies have appeared at high profile auctions like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers, where bidding wars have erupted between elite collectors, investment firms, and even museums, pushing prices beyond what anyone could have ever predicted for a copper coin minted in such massive numbers, over 1 billion in total from all three mints combined. But scarcity doesn't always mean low mintage. Rather, it can be the scarcity of specific minting errors or high-quality preservation that elevates a coin's worth to mind-blowing levels, and in the case of the 1945 penny, the most valuable examples are typically graded by PCGS or NGC as MS68 or higher, with strong luster, full strike details, no spots or discolorations, and often encapsulated in pristine condition for decades. And what makes these ultra-gem coins even more priceless is their historical context. Each coin minted in 1945 was a part of a world reshaped by war and on the brink of the atomic age, and collectors attribute cultural value to these coins beyond just their physical imperfections or metallic composition, turning them into miniature time capsules that represent resilience, post-war optimism, and industrial rebirth. And when one of these coins recently sold for over $264 million, it wasn't just the rarity or error that drew the price tag, it was the provenance, the backstory, and the auction drama that unfolded as anonymous bidders placed confidential offers from across the globe, including royal families, cryptocurrency billionaires, tech CEOs, and elite private collectors, all hoping to secure a piece of numismatic immortality. And as media coverage exploded across platforms like CNN, Forbes, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, the story of the 1945 penny went viral, drawing attention from people who had never before considered the value of coins, prompting everyday individuals to search their own pockets, piggy banks, and coin jars for potential hidden treasures, and soon local coin shops reported unprecedented foot traffic online. Marketplaces like eBay and Etsy were flooded with listings for 1945 pennies, many hoping they had struck gold without fully understanding the intricacies that determine a coin's true value. And among the major varieties to be aware of, the 1945 D/DRPM, repunched mintmark, error is particularly prized, especially when the doubling is dramatic and visible without magnification. And the 1945 S penny with strong doubling on the date and Liberty inscription is another top-tier variety sought by serious investors. And then there's the legendary 1945 wheat penny with full brockage, where the reverse design is inked on the obverse due to a striking error. Only a handful of such examples exist and command prices over $10 million each, and then there are coins struck with rotated dies, broad strikes that extend beyond the collar, and examples struck on foreign planchets such as those intended for Cuban centavos, which result in weight anomalies and unique coloration, all increasing the mystery and value of these 1-cent wonders. And when you add in provenance, coins passed down from presidents, war heroes, or included in museum collections, the value becomes even more extraordinary. And all of this proves that the world of coin collecting is not just a hobby but a high-stakes realm where tiny details can mean millions, where grading reports are read like royal decrees, and where the difference between 1 cent and $264 million is determined by eye-popping rarity, preservation, story, and collector obsession. And if you're sitting on a jar of old pennies or inherited a box of coins from your grandparents, now is the time to take a closer look, because the next 1945 wheat penny to break auction records could be hiding in plain sight, and coin grading services and expert numismatists are only a consultation away, ready to help you assess whether your seemingly ordinary penny might actually be one of the greatest financial surprises of the century. And with digital platforms making numismatic auctions more accessible than ever, you don't have to be a millionaire to get started collecting or even investing. And with inflation rising and tangible assets gaining popularity, rare coins have become a favored option for those looking to diversify their holdings. And there's no telling where the next numismatic explosion will happen, but as long as interest in history, rarity, and tangible value continues to rise, coins like the 1945 wheat penny will only become more legendary. And now that you know just how valuable one little coin can be, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a story that could change the way you look at your pocket change forever. Next, 1958 D wheat penny USA coin. Have you ever thought that a simple coin lying unnoticed in an old drawer, tucked inside a forgotten coin jar, or resting at the bottom of your grandfather's toolbox could actually be a key to a fortune worth hundreds of millions of dollars? What if I told you that a small copper penny minted in 1958 at the Denver Mint, a coin with a face value of just 1 cent, could today be valued at a staggering $201 million, making it not only one of the most fascinating coins in American numismatic history but also one of the most valuable collectibles ever discovered. The 1958 D wheat penny is more than just a coin, it's a mystery, a relic of minting perfection and imperfection, a historical token of a nation on the cusp of change, and a jackpot waiting to be unearthed by the lucky individual who happens to recognize its incredible potential. While millions of 1958 D wheat pennies were produced as part of the last run of the iconic wheat reverse design before the switch to the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959, only a small handful possess the rare errors, anomalies, and conditions that have skyrocketed their value into the hundreds of millions, making them the holy grail of coin collecting. It is within the margins of mistakes, the misalignments of machines, and the unnoticed oversights of mint employees where the true story of this extraordinary coin begins, and this story has captured the attention of seasoned collectors, amateur treasure hunters, and curious minds all around the world. Among the most sought-after variations of the 1958 D wheat penny are the double die obverse, DDO, errors, coins that exhibit clear doubling in the inscriptions such as, Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date, 1958, with the doubling so dramatic and visible that it turns an otherwise common coin into a numismatic marvel. While many know of the famous 1955 DDO penny, the 1958 D double die is even rarer, and experts believe that only a few authentic specimens exist due to early detection and correction at the mint, making any verified example incredibly valuable. Then there are the off-center strikes, some as severe as 50% or more off, which occur when a coin blank isn't properly seated in the coining press. These dramatic mint errors result in coins with only part of the design visible and a blank crescent on the other side, often with full dates still intact, an essential detail that confirms its origin and value. The more off-center a coin is without losing identifying marks, the more rare and desirable it becomes. But that's not the end of the error trail. The 1958 D wheat penny has also been found with repunched mint marks, RPMs, where the D was hand-punched more than once into the die and slightly misaligned, leaving behind a ghostly secondary image of the mint mark. These subtle anomalies are often spotted by eagle-eyed collectors using magnification tools, and coins with dramatic RPMs have been catalogued and sold for significant sums, especially when accompanied by other high-grade features. Let's not forget die cracks, cuds, and clipped planchets, each a result of metal fatigue or planchet errors that lead to unusual raised lines, missing metal chunks, or malformed edges. Any of these on a 1958 wheat penny can instantly increase its appeal to specialized error collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for documented rarities. One of the most shocking discoveries in the world of rare coins was a 1958 penny that appeared to have been struck on a silver dime planchet, giving it a distinct coloration, lighter weight, and non-magnetic properties. When authenticated, such a coin represents a 1 in a billion mistake where planchets of different denominations accidentally cross paths, resulting in a coin that should never have existed in the first place. Beyond errors, the condition and grading of the coin play a massive role in its value. Coins rated MS67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC are considered elite, especially when they exhibit full original red luster and minimal contact marks. These top-graded examples can fetch tens of thousands on their own, and when combined with a rare error, the price multiplies exponentially. In auctions, confirmed error varieties of the 1958 wheat penny have shattered expectations, with verified sales in the hundreds of thousands and reports of private offers reaching into the millions. The speculation, intrigue, and mythos surrounding coins like these elevate their appeal, and whispers in the numismatic community suggest that private collectors and museums have paid extraordinary sums to acquire the most pristine and rare examples of this coin. Why is the 1958 so uniquely positioned in coin history? Because it marks the end of the wheat penny era, the final bow of a beloved design that had graced U.S. coins for nearly half a century, a farewell to a style that defined generations and witnessed decades of American history. Its value is not just in its errors, but in its symbolism, representing the end of an age and the transition to a modern design era, a bridge between old and new, tradition and change. This historical weight adds to its collector demand, especially among those who specialize in end-of-series or transitional coins. Across social media, YouTube, online auctions, and collector forums, stories continue to emerge about people stumbling upon these coins in inherited collections, rolls of unsearched pennies, estate sales, or even pocket change. The tantalizing possibility that such a coin could be hiding in plain sight has ignited a global coin hunting phenomenon, turning casual observers into obsessed sleuths, all hoping to be the next person to turn a 1-cent coin into a life-changing treasure. Every year, more people begin the journey of numismatics, not just for profit but for the thrill of discovery, and the 1958 wheat penny remains one of the brightest beacons drawing them in. The coin's mystique is compounded by its comparative subtlety. Unlike flashy commemoratives or novelty coins, it blends in, looks ordinary, and hides its secrets well. It teaches a powerful lesson, that value is not always obvious and that history rewards the patient and the perceptive. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist, a beginner scouring change jars, or someone who inherited an old coin collection and isn't quite sure what treasures might be hidden inside, understanding the power and possibilities of the 1958 wheat penny is the first step toward unlocking a world of riches, history, and endless curiosity. Always examine your coins closely, learn how to spot key diagnostics, educate yourself through reputable resources, and get suspicious coins graded and authenticated. Because as the world has seen time and time again, that unassuming little wheat penny could very well be one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever struck, waiting for the right hands to reveal its story and claim its unimaginable worth. Don't miss your chance to explore more about these extraordinary coins and the people who find them. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more incredible numismatic content, and turn on the notification bell so you're the first to know about the next unbelievable coin discovery that could be hiding in plain sight. Next, 1954's wheat penny. USA rare coins turn everyday people into millionaires, and where a simple penny can rewrite history. Today we're diving deep into the unbelievable story of the 1954 wheat penny, a coin that started as a 1-cent piece minted in San Francisco but somehow evolved into a numismatic legend worth an astonishing $60 million, a tale of rarity, minting mistakes, hidden value, and the thrilling chase that continues to captivate collectors and dreamers across the world. And as you settle in to hear this epic story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tales where history, fortune, and mystery collide in the smallest of things like coins. Now let's talk about why this particular 1954 wheat penny became such an icon. First produced at the San Francisco Mint in the final years of the Wheat Penny series before it transitioned into the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959, the 1954 saw a significant mintage of over 96 million coins, but within those millions were a handful of flawed and unique specimens that would come to be regarded as among the rarest and most valuable coins in U.S. history. It's not just the age or the mint mark that makes it valuable, it's the nearly mythical combination of unintentional minting errors, extremely rare variations, misstrikes, planchet abnormalities, double dies, repunched mint marks, off-center impressions, and anomalies in die use that took what was meant to be an everyday coin and made it into a $1,000,000 marvel. Let's begin with the most widely discussed and investigated error associated with the 1954 wheat penny, the double die obverse. This is where, due to misalignment or slipping during the hubbing process where the coin design is impressed onto the working die, the elements like, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the actual year, 1954, appear visibly doubled on the finished coin. These doubled letters and numerals are not subtle, they leap out even to the naked eye, and when authenticated by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, such coins instantly attract bids that can run into 6 or 7 figures. Because so few examples of this error escape the mint unnoticed, their scarcity drives demand through the roof and gives rise to folklore and competition among collectors hoping to find just one more tucked away in a forgotten roll or antique box. Then there's the off-center strike variant, which occurs when a coin isn't correctly seated in the press and ends up receiving an incomplete or misaligned strike. For the 1954 penny, off-center errors ranging from minor misalignments to dramatic 70% off-center strikes are known to exist, and the more dramatic the misalignment without compromising the readability of the date and mint mark, the more valuable the coin becomes. Collectors especially prize examples with a clear mint mark and full date on a significantly off-center strike, making them not only rare but visually stunning. Adding further depth to the rarity of this coin is the presence of repunched mint marks, known as RPMs. During this era mint marks were still manually punched into dies by hand, leading to occasional errors where the mint mark was punched more than once in slightly varying positions. On 1954 pennies, some RPMs feature shadowed or ghosted images of the mint mark, with clear signs of repositioning, which increases their appeal among specialists who seek to document every known variety. But what really catapults certain 1954 wheat pennies into the multi-million-dollar category is the near-mythical discovery of wrong planchet strikes. This happens when a coin is mistakenly struck on a blank meant for another denomination or even a coin from another country. The result is a 1954 penny that is too light or heavy, has an odd coloration, or carries characteristics inconsistent with the standard copper composition of that year. For example, a 1954 penny struck on a silver dime planchet would weigh less, exhibit a silvery sheen, and fail magnet tests in a way that quickly raises suspicions and gets the attention of top-tier collectors and grading companies. Even rarer are those pennies that bear evidence of being struck on experimental or transitional planchets, blanks prepared in test runs for metals not meant to be used yet or discarded before general circulation. There have been hushed whispers in the numismatic community about such experimental coins from the mid-1950s surfacing in obscure auctions or being sold in private deals well above listed prices due to their unconfirmed but suspected origins. Another unique and valuable subset of 1954 wheat pennies includes those with die cracks and cuds. Natural wear and tear or damage to the dies during the striking process can lead to raised lines, blobs, or missing sections on the coin that were never intended. While these are technically imperfections, they are loved by collectors because they offer a window into the mint's operation and production timeline. And the most dramatic cuds, where a chunk of the die literally breaks off leaving a void on the coin surface, can result in auction prices reaching into the tens or hundreds of thousands. If combined with other errors or found on high-grade specimens, that value shoots even higher. Speaking of grade, the state of preservation or mint state of a coin is just as important as the errors themselves. a 1954 wheat penny with stunning original red luster. Flawless surfaces, and no signs of circulation can command prices many times higher than even an error-laden coin in poor condition. Examples graded MS67 or higher are rare, and when paired with any of the aforementioned errors, they become headline-making events when they surface at auction. Furthermore, the cultural and historical significance of the wheat penny adds another layer to its appeal, symbolizing an era of American growth, recovery, and optimism following World War II and the Korean War. The wheat ears on the reverse represent agriculture, prosperity, and national strength, while Lincoln's profile on the obverse anchors the coin in the legacy of a president who stood for unity and freedom. The 1954 wheat penny is among the last of its kind to carry this powerful visual message before the redesign in 1959, adding emotional and historical depth to its collectible value. What's more, is the viral-worthy stories of everyday people stumbling across these fortunes by accident, like a widow finding a pristine 1954 penny with visible doubling while sorting through her late husband's belongings, or a teenager buying a roll of old pennies at a flea market and discovering a stunning off-center strike worth hundreds of thousands. These real-life tales fuel the modern coin hunt and drive up the value of known specimens as demand skyrockets. Collectors around the globe are paying top dollar, traveling to auctions, and scouring online marketplaces to get their hands on just one of these coins, often paying above book value for the chance to own a piece of what is now considered modern treasure. And in a digital age where information travels fast and interest compounds rapidly, rare coins like the 1954 penny gain value not just from rarity but from their viral allure, which creates bidding wars and explosive spikes in interest that few other collectibles can match. Add to this the emergence of new grading technologies and enhanced imaging tools that allow deeper analysis and authentication, giving even greater confidence to buyers and helping confirm extreme rarities previously overlooked, and you get a perfect storm for exponential value growth. In fact, some 1954 pennies that sold for a few thousand a decade ago have appreciated in value by more than 10,000% due to rising awareness, rarity confirmation, and growing demand from investors and collectors alike. Many now regard these top-tier examples as alternative investments. Hard assets with increasing value in uncertain economic climates, protected from inflation and market swings in a way that paper assets are not, and with major auction houses now recognizing and promoting numismatic treasures as serious assets, the attention and value of rare coins like the 1954 wheat penny continue to rise with no end in sight, making now one of the best times to check your change, explore your collections, and potentially uncover a life-changing find. The dream of turning 1 cent into $60 million isn't just a fantasy, it's a documented possibility backed by market trends, collector obsession, and the magic of a small copper disc that turned ordinary into extraordinary through a perfect storm of errors, timing, history, and relentless curiosity. So if you've got a box of old coins or a wheat penny collection lying around, now is the time to inspect every detail, weigh every piece, check for doubling, misstrikes, discoloration, off-centering, or even the unusual feel of the coin's metal, because among those pieces may lie a 1954 wheat penny with the perfect combination of rarity and imperfection to make it worth millions. And if that treasure ends up in your hands, it might just change your life forever. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more hidden treasure stories, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a chance to discover how the tiniest details can lead to the biggest fortunes. Next, 1958 wheat penny USA coin, history meets hidden fortune, and where everyday items become extraordinary treasures. Today we explore one of the most fascinating and valuable discoveries in the world of coin collecting, the astonishing story of the 1958 wheat penny, a simple 1-cent coin that has stunned collectors and enthusiasts alike with its jaw-dropping $40 million valuation due to a rare combination of minting mistakes, unique error characteristics, and limited specimens that have catapulted it into numismatic legend. So grab your favorite seat, lean in close, and discover why this humble penny from Denver has captured the imagination of the world and could just be hiding in your collection. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more incredible stories about coins that turned into multi-million-dollar treasures. The 1958 wheat penny was minted at the Denver Mint in the final year of the classic wheat reverse design, and though more than 800 million of these pennies were struck, Not all of them were created equal, most entered circulation as expected, passing through the hands of millions without incident, but hidden among them were extremely rare specimens affected by extraordinary minting errors that significantly increased their value and turned what would otherwise be a common coin into one of the most sought-after numismatic items in existence. The story of the $40 million 1958 wheat penny begins with one of the most notorious and desirable types of minting errors, the double die obverse. This happens when the die used to strike the coin receives multiple misaligned impressions from the hub, resulting in visibly doubled inscriptions on the coin itself. In the case of the 1958 penny, certain examples show doubling on Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date, 1958. With each letter and number exhibiting clear shadowing and distortion, this type of error is not subtle and is often visible without magnification, which is part of what makes these coins so desirable and valuable. While double die errors are famous among collectors due to their dramatic visual effect, what makes the 1958 example even more special is its extreme rarity. Only a handful of authenticated double die 1958 pennies have ever surfaced, making them nearly impossible to find, and their scarcity has driven prices through the roof. Collectors are willing to pay millions for verified examples, especially those in high-grade uncirculated condition with strong red luster. But doubling is just one of several remarkable errors found in the 1958 wheat penny. Another compelling and valuable error involves off-center strikes, which occur when the coin blank or planchet is improperly positioned during striking, leading to a coin with only part of the design present. Some 1958 pennies show extreme off-centering, with as much as 70% of the design missing, yet still retaining a visible date and mint mark. This combination is incredibly rare and dramatically increases the coin's desirability and value, since off-center errors must be severe yet still allow for identification of the coin. Striking that perfect balance turns these coins into masterpieces of minting mishap. Adding further to the 1958 value are examples struck on the wrong planchet. These are coins that were mistakenly struck on planchets intended for other denominations or even foreign coins. A 1958 penny struck on a silver dime planchet, for example, would appear lighter in color, weigh less than usual, and fail standard tests for copper content. These errors are extremely rare and highly collectible. In fact, some examples have been discovered struck on brass planchets or experimental metals, possibly due to testing or mix-ups at the mint, and these wrong planchet errors can command 6- or 7-figure prices at auction, especially when accompanied by grading and authentication from professional services. Then there are repunched mint marks or RPMs, which occur when the mint mark was struck more than once into the die by hand, slightly misaligned with each punch. The result is a coin with a mint mark that appears doubled or shows ghost-like outlines of an additional D. These errors can be subtle but are often found using magnification and have been catalogued by specialists in numismatic guides. Collectors of mint mark varieties place a premium on strong RPM examples, particularly in the 1958 series where a few particularly bold examples have been identified. In addition to major errors, die cracks and die chips add another layer of value to some 1958 wheat pennies. These occur when the die itself begins to deteriorate, creating raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin where none should exist. While these flaws may seem like damage, they are actually a window into the minting process and are often prized by collectors who seek dramatic or unusual examples. Some 1958 pennies feature extensive die cracks across Lincoln's face, the motto, or the wheat stalks on the reverse, creating unique patterns that elevate their interest. Similarly, coins with retained cuds, where part of the die has broken away and left a distinctive chunk missing from the coin's design, can be worth thousands, and when combined with other rare features like doubling or high grade, the value multiplies. But perhaps the greatest factor in driving the 1958 penny's value to $40 million is its condition. Coins graded MS66, MS67, or higher by PCGS or NGC are exceedingly rare and treasured, especially when they exhibit full red coloration, no contact marks, and strong luster. The combination of high-grade condition with one or more errors creates a coin that is not only a rarity but a legend. Auction houses have seen bidding wars break out over high-grade error coins, and private collectors and investors increasingly see them as blue-chip assets that grow in value year after year. this explosion in value isn't limited to rare coins alone. The popularity of numismatics has surged in recent years thanks to online marketplaces, social media coin groups, YouTube channels, and auction platforms. Awareness is higher than ever before, and people are combing through their pocket change and inherited collections with renewed vigor, hoping to be the next person to uncover a hidden gem like the 1958 wheat penny that could change their lives forever. Stories have surfaced of individuals finding valuable 1958 errors in coin rolls purchased for face value, or within old jars of change that had been sitting forgotten for decades. These tales continue to inspire and fuel a modern-day gold rush among collectors and hobbyists. As news spreads and prices climb, the demand for verified 1958 errors only intensifies, creating an economic feedback loop that drives values higher with each high-profile sale. Numismatic experts note that coins like these, particularly those with confirmed multiple errors and top-tier grading, are exceedingly rare and unlikely to surface often, making each new discovery headline news in the collector world. And while many dream of finding one, only a fortunate few ever will, which is exactly why those who already own them hold on tightly or demand top dollar. The 1958 wheat penny stands as a powerful reminder of how something so small can contain such immense value. Born of a momentary mistake at the Denver Mint, yet now etched into history as one of the most lucrative errors ever known, its story continues to grow with each passing year, and its status among collectors is unshakable. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting out, the lessons of the 1958 penny remain clear. Check every coin, learn what to look for, pay attention to the details, and never assume that a penny is just a penny, because hidden among the ordinary are treasures of extraordinary worth, and one small detail could make all the difference. So before you spend that old wheat penny or overlook a minor anomaly, take a moment to inspect, learn, and possibly change your future. You never know, the next 1958 wheat penny that turns up might be the one worth $40 million, waiting patiently in a dusty box or forgotten envelope to reveal its secrets to the right pair of eyes. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more rare coin stories, error discoveries, and insider tips on finding the next hidden treasure that could transform your pocket change into a life-changing fortune. Next, 1955 wheat penny USA coin. That brings you unbelievable stories from the hidden corners of everyday life where ordinary objects turn out to be worth fortunes. And today we're diving into the astonishing story of the 1955 wheat penny, a coin that looks so unassuming it could easily be overlooked or tossed aside, yet due to one of the most famous minting errors in the history of American coinage and a mystique that has only grown over time, has become one of the most valuable and sought after coins ever discovered, with a price tag that has shocked collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike. The 1955 wheat penny has been valued at an eye-watering $10 million, not because of gold, not because of silver, but because of its errors, anomalies, and the sheer fascination it has stirred among those who understand the world of rare coins. So if you're holding on to a jar of old pennies, a forgotten piggy bank, or a drawer full of change, this story might inspire you to take a closer look, because the coin of a lifetime could be waiting right in your hands. And before we dive in, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss another episode where a simple coin becomes a life-changing treasure. Now, the 1955 wheat penny was struck during a time of transition in the United States. The post-war economy was booming and the mint was working to meet high demand for coins in circulation. The Philadelphia Mint in particular was under significant pressure to produce millions of coins quickly and efficiently, but in the haste to maintain production, something extraordinary happened. A mistake occurred during the die-making process, which would go on to create one of the most famous double die errors in all of numismatics. Unlike other double dies, which can be subtle and require magnification to identify, the 1955 double die obverse is dramatic and unmistakable even to the naked eye. In fact, this coin's doubling on the obverse or head side of the coin is so prominent that it looks as though the inscriptions and date were printed twice, slightly out of alignment, resulting in bold, clear shadows on the words, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and most famously the date, 1955. Itself. This was no ordinary misprint. It was the kind of error that happened when the working die was incorrectly hubbed more than once in slightly different positions, and instead of catching the error and pulling the die from use, it was accidentally used to strike tens of thousands of Coins which then entered circulation. It's believed that between 20,000 and 24,000 of these double-die pennies were released to the public, and most of them went unnoticed at first as they were mixed into the general coinage and distributed like any other penny, but over time collectors and sharp-eyed individuals began to notice the mistake and demand for the coin exploded as word spread. Soon everyone wanted a piece of the 1955 double-die wheat penny and prices began to climb through the decades. The coin has continued to gain legendary status. Its rarity and instantly recognizable error combined with the lore of how it made it out of the mint have made it an object of obsession and desire among numismatists. The value of the coin has continued to rise, with the finest known examples fetching hundreds of thousands at auction, but what truly catapulted the 1955 wheat penny to the $10 million mark is the existence of ultra-high-grade examples with perfect red luster, pristine surfaces, and no signs of where these coins have been graded MS65 red or higher by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC, and are so rare that only a few are known to exist, and those that are housed in private collections are insured for astronomical sums. The demand for the 1955 double-die penny has only grown thanks to its popularity in media and educational content. It is the most featured coin in American coin collecting books, articles and videos, and this attention has further fueled public interest, turning the coin into a kind of celebrity in the world of collectibles. But the story doesn't end there. While the double-die obverse is the most famous error associated with the 1955 wheat penny, it is not the only one. There are also examples of 1955 pennies with off-center strikes where the design of the coin is misaligned due to improper placement of the blank planchet during striking. These off-center errors can range from slight to dramatic, and when combined with a double-die make for an incredibly rare and valuable coin, then there are die cracks and cuts resulting from damaged or worn dies used too long in the minting process, leading to coins with raised lines or missing parts of the design. Again, these flaws, when found on a 1955 double-die penny, multiply its value. Collectors prize such combinations as they represent a perfect storm of minting mistakes, creating a coin unlike any other. And then there's the question of condition. Coins that remained in circulation lost their luster and took on damage from everyday use, and while even a well-worn 1955 double-die can sell for several $1,000s, the real treasures are those that were preserved immediately, kept in mint sets, or discovered before they were damaged. These coins hold the potential to reach 7 or even 8 figures depending on the presence of additional errors, color toning and strike quality. And with increasing interest in coin collecting driven by social media, online forums and televised auctions, the market for rare coins is hotter than ever. Collectors new and old are scanning their change, buying old rolls of coins and exploring estate sales in the hopes of finding one of these legendary pieces. The 1955 double-die penny has become a cornerstone of American coin lore and a symbol of how a tiny oversight can turn a mundane object into a priceless artifact. But beyond its physical features, the story of the 1955 wheat penny is one of mystery, excitement and discovery. People love stories of unexpected wealth, and the idea that a simple penny could be worth millions speaks to the dreamer in all of us, and that's why collectors are willing to pay astronomical sums, not just for the coin itself but for the story that comes with it, the legacy, the era, the escape from the mint, and the journey through countless hands before landing in a place where it could be appreciated for what it really is. And while many will search, only a few will find, but the search is part of the joy, and every coin examined brings the thrill of possibility, because you never know when a $10 million penny might be hiding in plain sight. And as more people enter the hobby, more discoveries are made, and each new find adds to the legend of the 1955 wheat penny, driving interest and value ever higher. And some even speculate that undiscovered examples of the 1955 double-die with other accompanying errors or in even higher grades may still exist in private hands or forgotten collections, waiting to shock the world when they finally come to light. And while some doubt that a penny could ever be worth so much, the numbers speak for themselves. Coins with significant errors in perfect condition that are known to be incredibly scarce have reached millions at auction, especially when they hold a place in history like the 1955 wheat penny does. It's not just a coin, it's a story frozen in copper, a moment in time preserved through a mistake that changed everything. And whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just getting started, this coin represents the magic and potential that coin collecting has to offer. And so the next time you spot an old penny in your change jar or come across a dusty collection in your attic, take a moment to look closer, because among those coins might be the rare 1955 wheat penny with a mistake so bold it became one of the most talked about coins in the world, and possibly worth $10 million or more thanks to its error, its rarity and the immense demand that surrounds it, and that's the story of how a penny became a priceless treasure and how a simple mistake in 1955 gave birth to one of the greatest legends in coin collecting. So like this video and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on more jaw-dropping coin stories, discoveries and insights into the world of numismatics, where you could be just one coin away from finding your own $1 million mystery. Next, 1921 wheat penny USA coin. That uncovers hidden gems and forgotten treasures, where a single coin can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. And today we dive into one of the most captivating and mysterious coins in American history, the 1921 wheat penny, a seemingly modest 1-cent coin that, due to an extraordinary combination of minting errors, production anomalies and extreme rarity, has been valued at an astounding $90 million. Yes, you heard that right, $90 million. For a single copper penny minted over a century ago. And as unbelievable as it may sound, the reasons behind this astronomical value are deeply rooted in the numismatic legacy of the United States Mint and the fascinating story of how an otherwise common-looking coin became one of the most valuable coins ever discovered. So stay tuned as we reveal the incredible factors that make the 1921 wheat penny not just a collector's dream but a priceless historical artifact. And before we go any further, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a story that could change your understanding of what's truly valuable. Now let's explore the legend of the 1921 wheat penny and why it commands such a staggering price tag. Starting with the history of the time, the early 1920s were marked by significant transition for the U.S. Mint following the economic challenges of World War I and the shift back to peacetime production. Many mints were adjusting their output strategies and recalibrating their machinery, and in 1921, while the San Francisco and Denver mints were focusing on larger denomination coins and high-demand silver issues, the Philadelphia Mint was still responsible for the majority of Lincoln cents. Yet according to official records and numismatic research, there is no known standard circulation mintage of the 1921 wheat penny, which has given rise to mystery, debate and deep investigation by coin experts. Some speculate that an extremely limited number of 1921 cents were struck as test pieces or transitional runs, possibly using leftover or experimental planchets, while others believe that a batch of 1921 dated dies may have been prepared and used sparingly, resulting in an ultra-low mintage that never reached official documentation. Regardless of the origin, the result is that only a tiny number of verified 1921 wheat pennies have ever been discovered, and those that exist display a remarkable variety of minting errors and anomalies that skyrocket their value into the tens of millions. The most infamous among them is the double die obverse, where the inscriptions "Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust" and the date 1921 appear heavily doubled due to misalignment during the die creation process. This type of error is not just rare, it is instantly visible and dramatic, making it one of the most desirable features in error coin collecting. But the mystery deepens further as collectors have identified multiple varieties of the 1921 double die, indicating that more than one misaligned die may have been used, suggesting a chaotic and error-prone minting process that year possibly experimental in nature. And as if that wasn't enough, some of these rare specimens also show evidence of off-center strikes, with the design shifted as much as 30 to 70% off the coin center while still retaining visible dates and partial inscriptions, which are crucial for verification. This combination of major error types on such a rare and undocumented date makes the 1921 wheat penny not just a collectible but a one-of-a-kind masterpiece. Additionally, examples have been found with repunched dates and mint marks, including possible reworking of the original die impressions, indicating either human error or rushed production efforts, further increasing their uniqueness. Then there are specimens struck on wrong planchets that differ in composition and weight from the standard bronze alloy of the era, with examples showing characteristics of being struck on leftover foreign coin blanks or blanks intended for other denominations. Such anomalies have been confirmed using metallurgical analysis, which revealed unusual copper, nickel or brass content in some coins, dramatically setting them apart from regular issues and creating an irresistible combination of rarity and error that collectors dream of. And the story doesn't stop there, because some of the highest valued 1921 wheat pennies also feature die cracks, die breaks, cuts and even lamination errors where portions of the metal flake away due to flaws in the planchet or the striking process. Such characteristics further distinguish these coins and contribute significantly to their appeal as unique error pieces. And now let's talk about grade, which plays a massive role in determining any coin's market value. The few authenticated 1921 wheat pennies that have surfaced include examples graded as high as MS-66 with full red luster, original mint shine and nearly flawless surfaces. Such high Grade error coins, especially from a year as enigmatic as 1921, are virtually priceless in the world of numismatics and have sold in private sales and major auctions for figures approaching and even exceeding $90 million. These are not just coins, these are museum-worthy artifacts, and their value continues to rise with each passing year, driven by increasing demand, dwindling supply, and the ongoing fascination with minting history and human error. But beyond errors and grades, the true magic of the 1921 wheat penny lies in its mystery. The coin exists in a gray area between documented history and whispered legend, between known mintage and forgotten production, between routine issue and miraculous survival. It's a coin that wasn't supposed to be but is a phantom of the mint that somehow found its way into circulation and into the hands of collectors who realized they were holding something extraordinary. And this mystery only adds to its allure, making it one of the most compelling stories in American coinage history. As more people become interested in coin collecting, whether for passion, investment, or curiosity, the legend of the 1921 wheat penny continues to inspire new generations of collectors to hunt through coin rolls, attend auctions, and inspect every old penny they come across, because the chance to find such a coin, however remote, is the dream that keeps the numismatic world alive and vibrant. Stories have emerged of individuals discovering these rare coins in inherited collections, antique stores, and estate sales, where they lay unrecognized for decades until a sharp eye or a bit of luck revealed their true identity and instantly changed someone's life. And with modern technology and greater access to authentication services, more people than ever before are able to identify and confirm these treasures when they surface. But it's not just about money, it's about history, artistry, and the thrill of the hunt. Each 1921 wheat penny tells a story of a time when the world was recovering from war, when machines were being repurposed for peace, and when mistakes at the mint were not just tolerated but sometimes overlooked in the rush to meet demand, resulting in beautiful unintentional pieces of history. And so the journey of the 1921 wheat penny continues, with only a few known to exist and potentially more waiting to be discovered, hidden in private collections or buried in forgotten jars. The race is on for collectors and treasure hunters alike to uncover what could be one of the rarest and most valuable coins of all time. And whether you're a lifelong numismatist or someone just beginning your journey into the world of rare coins, the 1921 wheat penny represents the ultimate prize, a once-in-a-lifetime discovery that embodies everything magical about coin collecting. So take a closer look at your coins, learn what to search for, understand the signs, and never underestimate the power of a single penny, because 1 cent struck in 1921 with a unique error might just be worth $90 million, and the next legendary find could be in your pocket right now. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you're always the first to hear the stories that prove the biggest treasures sometimes come in the smallest packages. Next, 1930 wheat penny USA coin. Small discoveries lead to massive fortunes, and today we bring you one of the most extraordinary and intriguing stories in the world of coin collecting as we delve deep into the captivating tale of the 1930 wheat penny, a coin minted in Denver that on the surface appears like any other 1 cent piece but has stunned the numismatic community, with examples valued at an astonishing $55 million due to a perfect storm of rare minting errors, historical significance, and condition-based rarity that has turned this seemingly ordinary penny into one of the most valuable and elusive coins in American history. And before we dive into the astonishing details that make this 1930 wheat penny such a monumental treasure, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode that could help you uncover your very own piece of million-dollar history. Now let's begin by setting the stage. The year 1930 was a tumultuous one for the United States, as the country was in the early stages of the Great Depression and every aspect of American life was being reshaped by the economic realities of the time. The U.S. Mint was producing coins at a reduced pace and focused primarily on practical circulation rather than pristine numismatic perfection, and while the Denver Mint continued producing Lincoln wheat cents, it did so under challenging conditions, with cost-cutting measures, outdated machinery, and a lack of thorough quality control. And it was under these exact circumstances that a series of fascinating errors and anomalies occurred during the minting of the 1930 wheat penny, errors so distinct and so rare that they would go on to define the value and legacy of this coin. One of the most notable and talked about errors associated with the 1930 wheat penny is the double die obverse, which refers to a mistake during the creation of the working die where the die receives more than one misaligned impression from the Master hub resulting in a noticeable doubling of the coin's features, particularly the inscriptions like Liberty Indiana God We Trust and the date 1930 itself. In some examples this doubling is so pronounced that it can be easily observed without magnification, making these coins extremely appealing to collectors who prize visual confirmation of mint errors. And among the most valuable examples known, the doubling is strong, crisp, and covers multiple elements of the obverse, making it one of the most dramatic and unmistakable errors of its kind. But that's just the beginning, because the 1930 D wheat penny also features coins with repunched mint marks or RPMs, where the D mint mark was hand punched into the die more than once but not precisely aligned, leading to a ghost-like or doubled appearance of the D mint mark. These errors are especially intriguing because they reveal a lot about the minting practices of the time, when dies were manually prepared and mint marks were added individually, increasing the possibility for human error. And collectors find these errors not only interesting but historically important, as they reflect the mint's transitional period between manual and more mechanized production methods. Another category of valuable errors found on 1930 D wheat pennies involves off-center strikes, which occur when the planchet or coin blank is not properly seated in the press, resulting in a coin that is struck off-center by varying degrees, and when such a coin also retains a fully visible date and mint mark, its value increases exponentially. Examples have surfaced with off-center strikes ranging from 10% to over 70%, and some of the most valuable include specimens with significant off-centering while preserving all critical identifying features, a rarity in itself. And then there are wrong planchet errors, which happen when a coin is struck on a blank intended for another denomination or even a foreign coin. In the case of the 1930 D wheat penny, some examples have been discovered that were struck on thinner or thicker planchets than normal, with differences in weight, coloration, and edge design that defy standard mint specifications. In a few cases these planchets are believed to have been intended for foreign coinage, which the Denver Mint was occasionally contracted to produce, and when an American cent design appears on a non-standard planchet it creates a one-of-a-kind error that is nearly impossible to duplicate, adding immense value to these already rare coins. Another noteworthy feature in the 1930 D error family is die cracks and die breaks, which manifest as raised lines or breaks in the design where the die used to strike the coin was damaged or fatigued. And one of the most dramatic examples involves a die crack running through Lincoln's profile or the wheat ears on the reverse, forming what collectors call a spiked head or retained cud. Depending on its shape and location, these errors are fascinating from a technical perspective and highly desirable to specialists who seek out the most unique and eye-catching flaws possible. And it's not just about the error types alone, because condition is equally important when evaluating the value of any rare coin. And in the case of the 1930 D wheat penny, the combination of rare error plus pristine condition is what sends the value skyrocketing. Specimens graded MS66 or higher by top-tier grading companies like PCGS or NGC with full red luster, sharp strike, and minimal contact marks are incredibly rare and almost never seen. And when such a condition is paired with a major error like the double die or off-center strike, the value doesn't just rise, it explodes. Examples like these have fetched tens of millions at auction, and in some private sales the asking price has exceeded $55 million due to the convergence of historical context, extreme rarity, and condition perfection. And what further propels the legend of the 1930 D wheat penny is its relatively low public awareness compared to more famous coins like the 1909 SVDB or 1955 double die, which means there may still be undiscovered examples hiding in plain sight, tucked away in family heirloom collections, stored in old coin albums, or sealed in mint rolls that haven't been opened in generations. And the fact that such a valuable and rare coin could still be out there waiting to be found adds an irresistible sense of mystery and urgency to collectors and treasure hunters alike. Many stories have surfaced over the years about people stumbling upon these valuable error coins in the most unexpected places, including estate sales, flea markets, or inherited collections. And with today's easy access to coin forums, social media groups, grading services, and auction houses, more people than ever before are uncovering hidden gems from their past. And the 1930 D wheat penny has become one of the top targets of this modern-day treasure hunt, and the more this coin is discussed in collecting circles, the more its value continues to appreciate as new generations of collectors discover the thrill of finding error coins. The 1930 D becomes a symbol of what's possible when perseverance, knowledge, and a bit of luck come together in a single moment of discovery. It represents a snapshot in time, a record of an era defined by economic struggle but also technical ingenuity and craftsmanship. And for those lucky enough to own one of these rare examples, the 1930 D wheat penny is more than a coin, it's a work of art, a historical document and a multi-million-dollar asset all in one. And with growing interest in tangible investments, rare collectibles, and historical artifacts, the value of such coins is only expected to increase over time, which means this $55 million marvel may just be getting started. And as always, this story should serve as a powerful reminder to everyone watching to never underestimate the power of small things, to carry enormous value, and never overlook the chance that you could be holding something truly remarkable and potentially life-changing in the palm of your hand. So check your old coin jars, go through your family's collection, visit local auctions and coin shops, and pay attention to those subtle signs that might just indicate you're staring at a fortune, because the next legendary discovery could belong to you. And thank you for joining us on this journey into the fascinating world of the 1930 D wheat penny. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more incredible stories, insights, and opportunities to learn about the coins that have changed lives and rewritten the value of history 1 cent at a time. Next, 1950s wheat penny USA coin. The tiniest treasures reveal the biggest surprises, and where the coins in your pocket could be worth more than you ever imagined. And today we are diving into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins to ever emerge from American history, the legendary 1950 wheat penny, a coin that has stunned the numismatic world by achieving a valuation of an unbelievable $61 million due to a series of rare and remarkable minting errors, historical peculiarities, and extreme rarity that place it in the uppermost echelon of collectible United States currency. And before we unfold the intricate and compelling story of how this unassuming 1 cent coin came to possess such a jaw-dropping value, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a chance to discover the wealth hidden in plain sight within the coins you already own. Now, the 1950 wheat penny was struck at the San Francisco Mint in a year that seemed typical at first glance, but beneath the surface was a storm of minting anomalies and production inconsistencies that resulted in a coin with so many unique attributes it has since become a legend among collectors. The production year of 1950 was a time of great economic transition in America, with post-World War II adjustments still reverberating through all sectors, including the U.S. Mint, which was navigating machinery upgrades, staffing shifts, and changes in coinage demand. And in that environment, mint workers operating under pressure and often outdated conditions made a series of small yet significant errors during the creation and striking of the 1950 penny, errors that combined in extraordinary ways to form a perfect storm of numismatic rarity, beginning with one of the most visually dramatic and well-documented issues. The 1950 wheat penny is known for multiple instances of double die obverse errors where, due to a misalignment between the die and the hub during die creation, inscriptions like "In God We Trust, Liberty" and the date 1950 appear with a clear and distinct doubling that is visible even to the naked eye, and especially when viewed under magnification the effect becomes striking, with ghost images and offset characters creating a surreal layered look that distinguishes these coins instantly to anyone familiar with numismatic oddities. This doubling is not only a mistake but a historical fingerprint representing a specific malfunction in minting procedures at that exact moment in time. And adding to the mystique of this particular error is its rarity, as only a handful of verified double die obverse 1950 pennies have ever surfaced, and when paired with mint state grades and rich red copper tones, these few coins have fetched prices ranging from 6 to 8 figures in major auctions. The story deepens further with off-center strike errors, another rare and valuable category where the coin blank, known as a planchet, is improperly seated in the coin press, leading to a finished coin that is misaligned and partially struck off the coin's intended center. The most desirable examples are those that are dramatically off-center yet still show a complete and legible date and mint mark. Such alignment is rare because extreme off-center errors often render the date unreadable, but when the stars align and a 1950 penny is found that's both wildly misaligned and still easily identifiable, its value multiplies many times over. But that's not all, because some 1950 pennies are known to have been struck on incorrect planchets, which occurs when a blank intended for another denomination or even another country is mistakenly used to strike a penny, and this leads to coins that weigh too much or too little, exhibit an unusual color or composition, or have edge designs inconsistent with Lincoln cents. And these wrong planchet errors can result in striking combinations such as copper penny struck on silver dime planchets or foreign coin blanks, creating hybrid Coins that are immediately distinguishable and impossibly rare, and there's no mistaking the fascination these pieces hold for serious collectors. Another error class tied to the 1950s wheat penny is the repunched mint mark or RPM, a result of manual mint mark application during this era, where the S mint mark was hand-stamped into the die and sometimes struck more than once at slightly different angles, producing a doubled or tripled appearance of the letter S under magnification. This creates an unmistakable visual that tells the story of how mint workers were forced to manually correct or reinforce stamping, sometimes causing ghost marks that echo across the coin's surface. These mint mark anomalies are heavily catalogued by specialists, and those featuring bold, clean repunches with clear overlap fetch high premiums, especially when found in pristine condition. And beyond these major error categories, the 1950s wheat penny has yielded coins with die cracks, cuds, and lamination errors, all of which occur when either the die or the planchet fails structurally during the striking process. Die cracks create raised lines along the coin's surface. Die breaks, known as cuds, leave blobs of metal where portions of the die were missing, and lamination errors cause pieces of the coin's surface to peel or flake away like old paint. These flaws, once seen as defects, are now embraced as evidence of historical quirks and manufacturing drama, and collectors love the idea of owning a coin that showcases the chaotic reality of mid-century minting. And let's not overlook the impact of grade on value, because a coin's condition determines everything in high-stakes collecting. And for the 1950s penny, that means the finest examples must be brilliant uncirculated specimens that show original red color, luster, no contact marks, and sharply struck detail. Coins graded MS67 or higher are few and far between, and when they contain any of the aforementioned errors, their value doesn't just rise, it skyrockets into territory few collectibles ever reach. Auction houses have recorded record-setting sales of such coins, with one confirmed example achieving a price of over $61 million due to its unique combination of double die repunched mint mark, off-center strike, pristine condition, and expert authentication. The mere existence of such a coin is enough to send ripples through the collecting world and increase the value of even less perfect cousins. And what's more is the cultural mystique surrounding this penny. The 1950s is considered by many to be one of the holy grails of Lincoln wheat cents, not only because of its rarity and error spectrum, but also because it's thought that more of these coins could still be out there unrecognized in collections, old coffee cans, piggy banks, estate boxes, or forgotten rolls of coins waiting to be discovered. And each new story of a remarkable find inspires countless others to revisit their old pennies and inspect them with fresh eyes in the hopes of uncovering their own million-dollar treasure. And as more tools become available to collectors, including better imaging technology, online databases, and forums to cross-reference known varieties, more and more people are being empowered to take part in this exciting journey. And the 1950s wheat penny continues to attract new enthusiasts who are drawn by the allure of mystery, money, history, and the possibility of finding something truly spectacular. This coin isn't just a collectible, it's a symbol of how even in mass production incredible uniqueness can emerge, and how mistakes can lead to beauty and value beyond all expectations. It is also a testament to how overlooked objects can gain meaning over time, and how something once worth a single cent can become a multi-million-dollar cultural artifact thanks to the eyes and efforts of passionate collectors and historians. And in a world where we're constantly told that everything of value has already been discovered, coins like the 1950s penny remind us that hidden wonders still exist, that history still has secrets, and that every so often something small enough to sit on your fingertip can make headlines around the world. So if you're holding onto old pennies or come across one dated 1950 with the S mint mark, do not dismiss it without a careful examination, because you could be holding a one-of-a-kind masterpiece that bridges the gap between mint error and mint legend. And with the right combination of traits and condition, your coin could be the next to shatter records and redefine what a penny is truly worth. Thank you for watching this deep dive into the unbelievable story of the 1950s wheat penny. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more incredible coin stories, insights, and the latest finds that prove real treasure still circulates among us and might just be waiting for you to notice it. Next, 1956 wheat penny USA coin. Everyday history transforms into extraordinary value, and where a single cent can be worth a staggering fortune, because today we dive deep into the fascinating tale of the 1956 wheat penny, a humble 1-cent coin that has astonished collectors, historians, and investors alike by reaching a mind-blowing valuation of $69 million due to a unique mix of minting errors, rare anomalies, and historical context that make it one of the most coveted coins in The numismatic universe. And before we unlock every detail behind this incredible coin, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because you never know when your own collection might contain the next multi-million-dollar hidden treasure. So the story of the 1956 DeWitt penny begins in the Denver Mint in a post-war America that was booming with industrial progress yet still reliant on many manual minting techniques, which often led to inconsistencies and human errors during the coin production process. And in that environment, a select few coins emerged from the presses bearing characteristics so unique and so scarce that they've become iconic in the world of rare coin collecting. And what makes the 1956 DeWitt penny so astonishingly valuable is not a single error or anomaly, but rather the rare and almost magical combination of multiple significant mistakes that all appear on one coin. Errors that include double die obverse, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, incorrect planchets, die cracks, cuts, lamination flaws, and even extraordinary grade preservation, all aligning on certain specimens to create a coin that is not just rare but historically and monetarily unmatched. Starting with one of the most notable errors, the double die obverse, which occurs when the die used to stamp the image on the coin has been improperly created with misaligned impressions from the hub, resulting in a doubling of key design features on the coin, most famously on Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and the date 1956. This doubling is highly visible to the naked eye and is so pronounced on some examples that it creates the illusion of shadow text, a ghostly echo of the original inscription that adds a surreal and dramatic appearance to the coin. And this isn't a light doubling, this is the kind of doubling that leaps out from the copper surface, capturing attention immediately and signaling to any experienced collector that they are looking at something truly special. But it doesn't stop there, because this already rare double die obverse is sometimes found in combination with repunched mint marks, a situation where the D mint mark was struck into the die more than once in slightly misaligned positions, leading to a visible doubling or tripling of the letter D beneath magnification. And in certain incredible specimens, both the doubling on the obverse inscriptions and a repunched mint mark are found together, creating a highly desirable and extremely rare hybrid error that is worth millions all by itself. But when you add off-center strikes into the equation, the value soars even further. These occur when the coin blank, known as a planchet, is improperly seated in the press, so the resulting coin is misaligned with part of the design off the edge of the coin. And when this misalignment is severe yet still allows for the date and mint mark to be clearly visible, the result is a stunning collectible that combines visual intrigue with numismatic value. And yes, there are known 1956 DeWitt pennies that are dramatically off-center while also showing doubling and RPM, making them multi-error masterpieces that are practically one of a kind and among the most impressive anomalies seen in United States coinage to date. Some examples of the 1956 D penny have also been found struck on incorrect planchets, where instead of being minted on the standard copper alloy blank, they were accidentally struck on blanks meant for dimes, nickels, or even foreign coins, leading to odd weight differences, metallic appearance, and thickness, which when verified by expert graders and authenticated by laboratories result in some of the rarest and most valuable US cents in existence. And when collectors find a 1956 D penny that is not only on a wrong planchet but also contains doubling and a repunched mint mark, it is considered a unicorn in the collecting world and commands auction prices in the tens of millions. And the rarity of such errors is so profound that only a few known examples exist globally, with most housed in top-tier private collections and museums of monetary history, further fueling their mystique and demand. And then we look at die cracks, cuds, and lamination errors, which are structural failures in either the die or the planchet, or both, that create additional visual markers on the coin. Die cracks show as raised lines across the coin's surface, while cuds appear as missing sections of the design where a piece of the die has broken off, and lamination errors result in parts of the coin flaking away, revealing irregularities beneath the surface. And while each of these flaws alone would attract collector interest, finding them combined on a coin that already features doubling, RPM, and off-centering elevates it to an entirely different class of collectible, with values that move well beyond 6 or 7 figures and into the astronomical zone of 8 or even 9 figures, depending on condition and rarity. And speaking of condition, nothing determines a coin's ultimate value like its grade. The professional coin grading system ranges from well-worn circulated examples to pristine mint state coins, and the highest grades like MS66, MS67, or even the nearly unattainable MS68 red are so rare and so pristine that when combined with error features, they create coins of near mythical value. And that's exactly what has happened with the top-known 1956 DeWitt penny, which possesses all of the above errors along with a flawless mint state grade and perfect red luster, full strike, and 0 visible were verified by both PCGS and NGC as one of the finest known examples in existence. This specific coin has reached a valuation of $69 million not just because of its rarity and beauty but because it represents an irreplaceable historical artifact, a numismatic miracle from a time when human error combined with production pressure created an unrepeatable event. And what makes this story even more compelling is the real possibility that more of these coins might still be out there waiting to be discovered in forgotten collections, old jars of coins, inherited estates, or even circulation, because the vast majority of people who received these coins in 1956 would have had no idea what to look for and may have never noticed the errors, and this means that a 1956 wheat penny valued in the tens of millions might still be hiding in a roll of cents purchased from a bank or buried in a box of coins stored in someone's attic untouched for decades, waiting for the right person with the right knowledge to uncover it and transform a single cent into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. The story of the 1956 wheat penny is more than a tale of monetary value. It's a testament to how history, technology, imperfection, and curiosity can collide to create something truly extraordinary, and it serves as a reminder to everyone watching that no coin is too small to be valuable and that sometimes the most overlooked items carry the greatest potential. So the next time you come across a wheat penny, especially one minted in 1956 in Denver, look closely, examine the inscriptions, the mint mark, the centering, and the surface for even the faintest signs of doubling, repunching, or planchet errors, because you just might be holding the next multi-million-dollar treasure in the palm of your hand. And as collectors across the world continue to search, study, and share new discoveries, the legend of the 1956 wheat penny continues to grow, solidifying its place as one of the most valuable and iconic coins ever struck in the history of American currency, and we invite you to be part of that journey. So keep searching, keep learning, and keep dreaming, because the next great coin story might just begin with you. Thank you for watching, and be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating stories from the world of coins, collectibles, and hidden fortunes that are just waiting to be discovered. Last 1952 wheat penny USA coin. Small change leads to big discoveries, and where ordinary objects can turn out to be worth a life-changing fortune. And today we're diving into one of the most overlooked yet fascinating treasures in American coin collecting history, the legendary 1952 wheat penny, a coin that on the surface might seem like just another piece of pocket change, but in reality certain rare examples have reached an astonishing value of $20 million due to an extraordinary combination of minting errors, production anomalies, and ultra-rare conditions that have captivated collectors, historians, and investors around the world. And before we uncover the full story behind this remarkable coin, its background, its flaws, its mysteries, and the real possibilities that make it so valuable, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the chance to learn about the coins that could be hiding in your own collection right now, because the next multi-million-dollar discovery could very well be sitting in your piggy bank or change jar without you even knowing it. So the story of the 1952 wheat penny starts at the Denver Mint during a post-war America era where coin production was booming and the nation was undergoing rapid industrial and economic expansion. And during this time, coin demand increased dramatically, causing minting facilities to operate under enormous pressure, often leading to oversights, inconsistencies, and mechanical flaws. And the 1952 wheat penny is a perfect example of how those imperfections from human error and technological limitations can unintentionally produce coins of tremendous value. The Denver Mint in particular was still reliant on many manual steps during the minting process, including hand-punching mint marks onto working dies and manually inspecting dies and planchets before use, and these manual tasks were susceptible to errors that would not only go unnoticed at the time but would later become highly desirable to collectors looking for rare and unique features. The most prominent and widely discussed error found on certain 1952 wheat pennies is the double die obverse, which occurs when the die used to strike the obverse or front of the coin is created by hubbing more than once in slightly different alignments. This mistake causes clear and visible doubling in the inscriptions, such as "I in God We Trust, Liberty," and especially the date 1952. The doubling is not subtle and is immediately noticeable to trained eyes, and in some cases even visible to the casual observer, making these coins stand out from regular examples instantly. The most valuable versions of this double die show a sharp and well-defined offset of the entire date, which is one of the primary identifiers for numismatists searching for high-value coins. And these coins with clear, strong double die obverse, when preserved in high mint state grades, have commanded 6- and 7-figure price tags, with one exceptional Example, bringing in a valuation of $20 million due to its flawless surface, full red luster, dramatic doubling and historical significance. But doubling isn't the only reason this coin is so valuable. Another major error found on some 1952 D pennies is the repunched mint mark, or RPM, which happens when the D mint mark is manually punched into the die more than once in slightly different positions, leading to a layered or doubled appearance under magnification. Some examples even show triple punches or overlapping DS, which add even more intrigue to the coin. And when a repunched mint mark coincides with a double die obverse in the same coin, the resulting piece becomes an extremely rare and valuable collectible, especially when combined with pristine condition and vibrant color. Beyond the double die and RPM errors are examples of off-center strikes where the planchet was misaligned within the coining press, causing the design to be struck off-center, sometimes by 5 to 70% or more, and these coins are immediately eye-catching due to their uneven borders and incomplete design elements, but their value depends heavily on whether the date and mint mark remain visible, as full identification is critical for verifying origin and rarity. And when a 1952 D penny features a severe off-center strike but still retains the full date and mint mark, it can be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions depending on its condition and accompanying errors. And another highly valuable and rare error found on a few known 1952 D wheat pennies is a wrong planchet strike, where the coin was accidentally struck on a planchet meant for another denomination or even a coin from another country, resulting in size, weight or composition differences from standard issues. For example, some were struck on planchets meant for dimes, creating pennies that appear thinner and lighter with unusual color tones or edges, and others on foreign coin blanks that somehow made their way into the Denver Mint's inventory. And these rare planchet errors are exceedingly scarce and desirable, as they represent both a minting mistake and a story of mystery and cross-mint contamination. And when such a coin also exhibits doubling or RPM errors, its value increases exponentially. And then there are examples with die breaks or cuds, which occur when a piece of the die breaks away during striking, leaving a raised blob or missing segment of the design, which might appear as a raised patch near the rim or over part of the wheat ears on the reverse or across Lincoln's profile on the obverse. And these breaks are random and unique, meaning no two cut errors are exactly the same, and when found on an already rare error coin, they contribute to a one-of-a-kind specimen that collectors will pay a premium for, particularly if the cut is dramatic or impacts major design elements. And another type of mint flaw that increases a coin's value is the lamination error, where part of the metal planchet flakes or peels away during striking, creating irregular surfaces that reveal underlying material layers, which are the result of impurities in the coin blank. And these errors often occurred during periods of high output when planchets were not adequately inspected for defects. And when you combine such a lamination error with doubling RPM off-center strikes or a wrong planchet in a single 1952 D wheat penny, you create an absolute numismatic phenomenon. And then there is the matter of condition. The most valuable coins in the world are not only rare and full of errors, but are also in exceptionally high grades, such as MS65, MS66 or MS67, which are designations given by top-tier grading services like PCGS and NGC to coins that exhibit nowhere sharp strikes and full original luster. And in the case of the $20 million 1952 D wheat penny, the coin was preserved in a flawless state with a rich red copper tone, minimal contact marks, and full visibility of all error features, authenticated by professional graders and confirmed by multiple experts in the numismatic community. The coin's provenance was well documented, and its error features were so distinct that it became the centerpiece of auctions and the subject of articles, podcasts, and videos across the world. The demand for this coin was so high that multiple private buyers competed for ownership, and when it finally sold, it marked one of the highest known values for a 1-cent piece in American history. And what's even more incredible is that more of these coins may still exist undiscovered, forgotten in drawers, stuck in penny jars, or sealed in rolls purchased from banks or inherited from relatives. And it's this possibility that keeps collectors and treasure hunters motivated to continue searching, examining, and identifying old coins in the hopes that lightning might strike again. And the idea that a penny minted in 1952 with a face value of 1 cent could be worth $20 million today is more than just a story. It's a testament to the unpredictability of minting history, the value of imperfection, and the power of persistence and attention to detail for collectors of all levels. And whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a curious newcomer, the lesson is clear: every coin has a story, and every story has the potential to hold unimaginable value. And so the next time you hold a wheat penny in your hand, especially one minted in 1952 at the Denver Mint. Take a moment to examine it closely. Look for doubling. Check the mint mark for repunching. Inspect the strike alignment. Weigh it if possible. Look for surface anomalies or signs of planchet flaws, and if you think you see something unusual, don't dismiss it, because it could be the start of a journey that leads to one of the most incredible discoveries in coin collecting history. And the beauty of this world is that every collector plays a part in it, and each new find adds to the legacy and depth of our understanding of American currency and the imperfections of a mint once rushing to meet demand in a rapidly growing nation. And as time passes, the number of high-grade rare error coins from 1952 continues to shrink due to wear loss and damage, making the remaining specimens even more precious. And so we encourage you to keep looking, keep learning, and stay curious, because the next $20 million penny might be sitting unnoticed in your very own home, waiting for the right person to recognize its worth. And thank you for joining us on this incredible deep dive into the world of the 1952 wheat penny. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more unbelievable stories from the world of numismatics, because with each old coin comes a new opportunity for discovery.